As early as 6 p.m. on Wednesday, as Hurricane Lisa made its way through Belize, water levels began rising in the Vista del Mar community. The watermarks on the walls of homes along the various streets are telltale signs of how high the storm surge came, bringing with it sludge and debris.
The surge came up to about 6 feet. And then quickly, about like 9:30, 10, when I did a quick little circle, the water had receded a lot. And this morning when we woke up, well, basically it was gone. No? So that is the norm of a hurricane, with that hurricane surge. The surge. So I always like to stress with residents who live along seashore, especially that Vista del Mar area in Ladyville, to don't stay there, try to move out from that area.
Today, residents were clearing out fallen trees from their yards and sunning their furniture. In some instances, discarding damaged household appliances and removing water still inside their homes in an effort to return to some form of normalcy.
When we came, it was mud, about 2 to 3 inches of water still left in the house. Fridge toppled over, stove toppled over, TVs, everything was floating on inches of water.
I understand that inside it showed that the water come right to below
Yep, as you can see, the water marks are still there. Most of the water went through the window. His house was halfway covered in water.
Ian Ferreira and his family did not weather the storm at home, but instead secured their property as best as they possibly could and stayed with relatives in the city. Having experienced the surge by Hurricane Earl in 2016, which was also a Category 1 storm, Lyndon Simmons Sr., like Ferreira, packed up his family, removed large household items, and left hours before the storm hit.
Not this time. We are not weathering it here. I'm just, do the final touch-up right now, and I already have my vehicle packed. Most of my vehicles already went to a higher ground, and I own cycles as well. So the last time I lose a lot. I lose 2 cycles on a vehicle. So this time I decided to take everybody, and so we're going to higher grounds in the next hour or so. When the weather came, this whole this side of the street really flooded. That water went as far as my windowsill you see there in this place. I wasn't at the home at the same time my wife was here, and we had young boys. The little boy right there, he was still baby at that time there. He's 7 now, so you could just calculate the time, and he was baby. And what we had to do when we saw when the water was coming into the house and the fridge and the stove and the sofa started to float around, then the only option was try to get to higher ground.
But even with residents boarding up their windows and putting in infrastructure to mitigate the impacts of the storm, they were not spared. It's the second experience in 6 years for Aaron Wilson and his family.
Similar thing happened, man. Well, all we get flooded back here, bed, stove, sofa, everything we lost. Check, and water, me way up to me, we see in the house, like how you got it drop. So the similar situation, lose everything again. Now, like how you raise this frontier, we may expect that the water never may come, but the water start way at the level right there. Out there may look like sea again. All people, everybody from the back, so bring the car from the main out there compact for make it save it, right? But still some vehicles may stay on the water out there on the boulevard.
An initial assessment shows that there were damages to homes, debris strewn across the streets, and power lines and lampposts down.
A lot of falling power lines, a lot of falling trees, lots of roofs have blown off of a lot of people's homes. So far this morning, immediately I gathered, put together a team of men and a couple chainsaws, and we have been started to clear the main roads that were blocked off with a number of trees and debris. We want to go in to try to help neighbors and residents who might not be able and have the means to clear the trees and stuff, like for basically some seniors, senior citizens who will definitely need that help. So we will continue to do assessment. NEMO will be going out sometime this afternoon to go around the entire community to assess the damages, and then from there we'll see how quickly we can assist the residents who have the damages.
Duane, Moody for News 5.